Hi, if you have Olympic fans in the house, now's the time to call them all to Living Room for our special guest.
That's right, Trish. Aim High Academy brought in Betty Okino to speak at a recent event, and we were lucky enough to get a few minutes from her to hear her amazing rise to Olympic glory.
You didn't embarrass us, did you?
No, I don't think so, but she did look at me a little funny when I knelt down to kiss her ring.
And boy, what a vault she did. This is a true coming out. Look at the height and the distance and a great landing. That is a 10.
My gymnastics career started at age 9, which is late for most gymnasts. I started out as a dancer, so on the stage, in theater, performing in like all those competitions. And so then my mom read me the book Nadia, and she had been reading it to me since I was 5 years old, and I loved it. So every time I had a dance competition and I was interviewed afterwards, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, an Olympic gymnast. I hadn't even done gymnastics, and my mom's like, I don't know what she's talking about. She's never been in a gym, but I kept saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it until finally she started coaching me herself. So I started out as class 3. I surpassed her ability to coach me, and she no longer felt like she could do it. I had gone too far, so I went up to class 1 and I won state. And then we found another gym in Chicago, and my whole family moved to Chicago, where I started training with my coach then. His name was Todd Gardner from Illinois Gymnastics Institute. He's a great man. And I stayed with him till I was about 13 years old, and my dream had always been, and it's ironic, even while I was training with him, to train with Bella. I said, I want to go to the Olympics, I have to train with Bella. And I kept begging my parents to send me to Caroli's, which was in Houston, Texas. Finally, at age 13, my mom agreed to take me there so that I could be tested by him. So I went for a weekend, and it was the hardest weekend of my life. Oh my God. It was like I didn't comprehend what hard work was until I spent a weekend with his team, training with him. And I was an elite gymnast. We trained 6 days a week already, 4 hours a day. But it was on another level. Practice was actually more intense than the competition to some degree. And you had to do more repetition. In the competition, you only have to do it once. Just do it once, and in the gym, you have to do it like 10 times, and you have to make it every time, because Bella demanded that. So then I went to the US Classic competition, where I beat almost all of his girls except for one of them. And so by the end of the competition, he wasn't coaching me at the beginning, but by my last event in the competition, he was right there beside me, and he was like, good job. And I was like, yes, and I finished my last bar routine, and he's like, so how would you like to train with me? And I was like, I would love to. You know, tears like well up in my eyes, because it was like such a great moment.
Okino was performing on floor exercise.
There's this movie, I don't know if you've seen it, Speed Racer. And there, right before the Grand Prix, at the very end, he walks out, and his pit boss is like, so how do you feel? And he looks around and he says, it's big. That moment in that film epitomizes what the Olympics felt like. Before we stepped out on the floor for the very first time, and we were standing from the practice gym, like in the corridor, getting ready to march out, you could feel this intensity, all the athletes, everybody could feel this. It's like words can't describe it. It simply felt big, like something bigger than anything I'd ever felt before, and you could literally feel it, like an energy just going woof, 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 as this crowd started cheering, and masses of people and all the cameras going off. And the World Championships are a similar setting. You know, the floor looks the same, the podium looks the same, the stadium looks the same, but not the same at all. I love competing vault because it's explosive and the crowd loves it. So in competition, vault was fun. Bars I enjoyed because I enjoyed the flight of it, getting airtime, you know, that moment in the air where everything stops, breath stops, time stops, and then you catch the bar again. It's a really awesome feeling. And balance beam, I enjoyed because it was my best event. I always scored well. You can dream. Anything that you can dream can be created. So it first starts with dreaming. Dreaming is essentially visioning, picturing, mental picture. Anything that is first a mental picture that you hold on to and then you apply yourself every single day is going to become a reality. It has to outpicture in your world. This is like a universal law, and it's so true. So this is what I would tell them. to dream, to vision, to get into clear focus what exactly they want to be, do, accomplish, whatever it is. And then keep working every day towards it. Never lose sight of that focused dream. Keep bringing yourself right back to that vision. Bring yourself back to that vision. And eventually, you'll be standing there on the podium at the Olympics with a medal around your neck saying, I did it, you know?